Hey, I want to talk about IRS payroll debts. Welcome to my YouTube channel. They're short, they're sweet, they're 5 minutes. My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. I worked at IRS over a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been on Fox, ABC, all the major news network, and I'm an expert on IRS tax resolution. Like I said, this is the home of the 5 minute video, and I like to speak as a former IRS agent and give you the 30,000-foot view on any situation. So that's why you can leave comments and tell me the YouTubes you want, and I'll make a YouTube. Generally, my YouTubes really come from you. So today, I'm going to talk to you about a question someone asked, and that's what is a payroll tax debt, and how do you resolve an IRS payroll tax debt? So payroll tax debt simply comes from 941s that you may have filed or may not. If you don't file your 941 payroll tax debt, IRS can file those for you under 6020B of the IRS code, and they've created your payroll debt, or you may have filed your 941s and not paid that. They are the result of withholding and Social Security. And the big question is, how do you resolve that? At some point in time, you're going to have to deal with IRS, because this payroll tax debt, it isn't a tax, it's really money that the company held in trust to give IRS. IRS is given the tax refunds on W-2s by the 941s that you've turned in. So IRS is going to come after the company for those. And believe it or not, they can come after the corporate officers or people who were held responsible personally for this money, and that's why you want to follow up. So how you resolve it? Well, at some point in time, you are going to get a knock on the door, and IRS is going to ask you that very question. How do you want to resolve this? And most people really don't have an answer. They don't have the money to pay the payroll taxes in full. So if you're listening to this and you owe payroll tax and you're not sure, the first thing you need to do is to get current. IRS is going to want all your 941s, and at some point you got to start making federal tax deposits. If you aren't, the first two things you do is you make sure all your returns are filed, and you start today making federal tax deposits. Once IRS sees that you're doing that, then IRS will be able to move forward with you, because you're showing them that you're rehabilitative. And if you're rehabilitative, they are going to work with you. Next, they're going to want to get a 433B business financial statement and a 433A personal financial statement. They want to look at the company and your personal finances to see if you have the money personally or the company has the money personally. That 433B is going to drive your settlement with IRS. So if a revenue officer is looking at this 941, there's three kind of different outlets you have. They're going to either put you into a hardship program for a couple years and then resurface the case. They'll put you into a payment agreement, or you may be able to settle the debt through the offer and compromise. So that's a much longer process and all that. So anyway, at the end of the day, if you owe 941s and you owe a lot, do not handle this case by yourself. Call somebody like me, your accountant, whoever. Don't do this. If you owe a small amount of money and you want to take your shot, go ahead and do this. But IRS is tough on payroll taxes because it's not a tax. It's money you withheld. It's money you withheld in trust. Just remember that. So make sure your 1040s are up to date, your 941s are filed. You start to be current on your 941s, and understand IRS is going to want that financial statement on your business. And the most important page on that financial statement is the page where they want to know what your business income and expenses are. They're going to look at that page, and that page pretty much is going to drive your payment agreement if you qualify for that to IRS. So like I said, don't do this alone. If you owe a high dollar, you're not going to be happy. The IRS could ask you for $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, and you don't have it. So not only do you have to be current, but you may have to have an agreement with IRS as well. And sometimes it's not healthy just to stay in business, and there's an exit strategy you may need to have to get out of this and get yourself out of the situation. So I try to give you the 30,000 foot view from an IRS agent. If you'd give me a subscription, there's a bell there, that would be great. YouTube values subscriptions. It's kind of big for them, so I guess it's big for me. If you want to leave me a comment, please do. If you need representation or consultation, you're welcome to call. If you want me to do a YouTube on something, go ahead and leave it. I do appreciate you listening, and I hope I gave you enough information to make a competent decision. Thank you.